Vanakkam. I'm Wanni. This is Boston Lanka News, bringing you news, views and entertainment from Boston and USA. Reach out to children, particularly of the North, Wanni and East of Sri Lanka, and to foster and facilitate national unity, reconciliation, integration and healing amongst children is what Rukshan Perera is doing through the organization he volunteers, the Unity Mission Trust.
සතුටු සිතෙන් හසරැලි නගනා සොයුරු සොයුරියනි එක පවුලක් සේ නැගී සිටිමු අප සියලු දෙනා අන්பின் மொழியால் நாம் இணைந்தோமே அழகிய உலகை என்றும் காண்போமே ஒரே குடும்பமாய் இன்று சேர்ந்தோமே புதிய உறவுகள் நம்மை சூழ்ந்திடவே.
Rukshan, a well-known musician, joins to talk about the importance of the organization that he is part of, and also to talk about the importance of working with the children in Sri Lanka. Rukshan, give us a brief introduction about the organization and a little bit about the journey of the organization.
Hello, Wanni. Thank you very much for calling me for this interview today. I'm glad to represent Unity Mission Trust from Sri Lanka. Yes, Unity Mission Trust, they started in 2009 as a family project. It's Mr. Bertel Pinto Jayawardena and his family who started this. Very small, but it grew to a big organization right now. And today it's a non-profit organization run by 100% volunteers. So there are about 50 volunteers who are running this, and they're doing a fantastic job. And the vision of this organization is to foster unity, reconciliation, integration and healing, especially amongst the children in the North. They do a couple of things. One is that they organize unity camps that run for about 4 days. They bring in many children, as many as 500 to 600 children. They bring in together for these camps. I'll give you the details later, but that's one aspect. The second thing is what they call the zoom in. They have some leadership camps for specific children that they have selected. They've chosen from the north as well as the south for them to come together. These are also children who have participated in the unity camps. It's more of a refresher. It's more of a that they do actually a bigger role than the other participants. So that's a leadership camp. Then third, we also give scholarships. So we find special talent and then we give specific scholarships, whether it's in studies or anything else. Then with the help of Asia Foundation, we have been able to open more than 100 libraries in the North and the East. And the last one that we started very recently is giving English classes. We have noted that most of these children who come for these camps, they only speak Tamil. Very few can speak a little bit of Sinhalese and very few who can speak a little bit of English. So we have started English classes as well, and right now it's running in Mullaitivu and in Kilinochchi. So those are the 5 things that this organization does to do this reconciliation and integration and give them the opportunity to be together.
Having unity camps is one of the main events of the organization. Share about the preparations for the camp as well as the general activities.
So as I said, there are about 600 children we bring in together from different places, all the way from north to south, and they come in from about 70 different schools. Just the preparation itself is a humongous task. Normally, you have to prepare for this camp at least 6 months in advance. We are already preparing for our sixth camp that's going to be held in October in Kilinochchi. So some of the things that you had to go through is that first of all you have to find a place. Where are we going to have this camp? It has to be a place where we can house 600 children. It has to have a good hall where we can give our speeches and presentations. It has to have other classroom to do workshops. It has to have a playground so they can do their athletic programs and sports program. So all these things are very important. So we speak to many schools in, if it is like Kilinochchi, so we have spoken to many schools in Kilinochchi and we found one, and that so the principal and everybody is in they give their full support for this. So the preparation itself is quite a task. Apart from that, we had to figure out how to transport 600 children from different part of the country to one location. That itself is a huge task. Then the food, breakfast, morning snack, lunch, afternoon snack, and dinner all have to be provided. And then the presentation material and the music programs, the athletic programs, all those things have to be done. Now what we do is, with the 600 children, we divide them into 20 different groups. Each group will consist of that many Tamils, that many Sinhalese, Muslims, Burghers, all mixed races. And then each group will compete with each other in music, in dance, drama, athletics, and oratory as well. So just by doing this, the competing, they have to be together, they have to it's all teamwork. They have to figure out what they need to do. Some people don't speak the other language, yet they manage to communicate and then compete. And in fact, I have been very, very surprised. For example, music, what they compete with, what we tell them is, you need to write a song. Each group has to write a song about unity, about Sri Lanka moving forward with peace. So we give this topic and each group writes a song and they finally come and perform that at the last day. So likewise, there is all the other areas, as I said, the dance, athletics, and all the others, they compete as well. So the competing is one aspect where they have the opportunity to interact with each other a lot. And the other things that we do is we give a lot of presentations and a lot of videos we show, to the uplifting videos, inspirational videos. As we know that these children have suffered a lot, they have had a gloomy past, but we tell them that even though we have had a gloomy past, you can have a bright future if we unite, if we hold hands and move forward together. Apart from that, we also have some team building skills, leadership skills, that we have workshops on those, art. So all those things are all part of this program.
Rukshan, what exactly is your role in this organization?
I was called into the organization to play a role in music. So I'm the music director of the organization. So I go to these camps and I make sure the music part of is done correctly and well, and also assist the students whenever I can, as well as we perform there. So we do a lot of music to for them to have fun. So we play Sinhalese music, English, and we have a person who sings Tamil songs as well, and we bring them to sing with us as well. So the music part is one thing that I do, but I'm also in the executive committee. So we make decisions at a higher level as to how we should structure the program,
what kind of activities which we should or shouldn't do, and how they should be done. So I play that role as well.
I understand that you have done a concert in aid of the organization. Could you talk a little bit about the concert and how that helped the organization?
Yes, all my concerts that I have normally is for a specific charity. My first concert was for Samuthana. They do a lot of psychological help for trauma-related children as well as adults. It could be from tsunami or could be war. It's mostly done in the northern and east area. The second concert I did was to build a cancer ward in the Jaffna Hospital, and the third concert was for Unity Mission Trust for this organization, and I was able to raise ₹500,000 rupees, and I was very happy with that, that I was able to raise that. So that's one aspect, raising the money, and the second thing is also the awareness. Just as much people outside the country do not know the organization all that much. They don't know that there's such programs are being held in Sri Lanka. Even Sri Lankans don't know. So the concert was a good eye-opener for quite a lot of people in Colombo. So awareness is a big role at this point. And also I did a DVD, and the DVD profit also goes to Unity Mission Trust.
Rukshan, we know when working with children, you learn so much from them. Could you share with us few personal experiences with the children in the camps?
Yeah, I have spoken to some of these children. Some children lost their father and mother both. So they have come from a very traumatic experience they have had in the past. Others have lost their brothers, sisters, and they just didn't have a proper life in the past, from the time they were born, because they were born into the war. Another thing that I've noticed is that when they come into the camp, they don't know what to expect. They don't know, because all they have heard is the people in the south, they are not the greatest people, they are monsters, they kill you and all that. They have heard that. So they are unfortunately brainwashed. So when they come into the camp, they are really scared. In fact, I remember at one of the registrations, the first day, when they were getting registered, so one girl cried because she wanted to stay with her own group from her school, about 8 children. But we explained to her that you cannot do that, because the way it's structured is that you will be interacting with all the others from different areas and different ethnic groups, and she wasn't sure whether she's gonna enjoy this camp at all. But the last day, the 4th day, when they left, she was asking, can we stay for one more day? So this is the kind of experience that really touched me, where when they come in for these camps, they don't know who to trust. They don't know whether this is going to be the right thing that they're doing. And in fact, I have heard that a lot of children refuse to come to these things. So, however, there are teachers, there are principals who believe in the organization, have told them, and almost in some cases forced them to come to these camps. But after coming to the camp, after meeting the other children from different parts of the country, they just opened their eyes, and they just became just another child, like in Colombo or anywhere else, doing great and having that trust. The trust was the main thing that they didn't have before. I think we are building that trust little by little. So that was quite a experience that we have felt with these children. Another thing that we have found is that we found a lot of talent in these children as well. So, for example, there's one child that we felt, we asked them to compose those songs in musically. She composed another song all by herself, and she sang at the camp. So we realized that she is a good composer, she can sing well. We brought her to Colombo. we did a recording of her song. So we will now promote her, and we will help her in whatever the way we can to promote in that area. So those are the lovely experiences I have had, and I hope to continue.
And now, Rukshan, why this work is so important to you personally?
When I left the US and went to Sri Lanka, I knew that I want to do something positive for Sri Lanka. I didn't know what it was going to be. That's why when I started the concerts, I did 4 different charities. But when I found this organization, I realized that this is one thing that we need at this point. There's a window of opportunity for us right at this point to make everybody united. Especially we know we can't change the adults. Sometimes they are, it's probably too late to change them, but children, if we can change their minds to show that we can live together, I think it's a big help for Sri Lanka. So it gives me the satisfaction to do what we are doing and bring them together. Because as you know, especially the children in the north, they have gone through so much, while the south also suffered during the war. But the northern children, they didn't have a proper school to go to, proper place to live. They were running from place to place. And some of the children that we spoke to within the last 2 months, they were running from place to place. So they have come with very traumatic experiences. So I think it gives me a tremendous pleasure to be able to be part of this organization that is doing a wonderful job at a time that is really, really important.
If somebody who listens would like to support this organization, how could they do that?
Yeah, I think the first thing that you could do is to log on to that website. It's www.unitymission.lk. It explains the vision, it explains what they're doing, it explains what they have done already, all the camps that they have had, and the future programs, what's coming next. They're doing all that. So first of all is awareness. You need to get to know what this organization is about. And you need to know also that this organization is run by 100% volunteers. Nobody is getting paid for this organization for running these camps. In fact, we sometimes give our own funds, our own money when necessary to run these camps as well. They're running with a very, very small budget. For example, I remember the first camp that we went to. We went there at 4 o'clock in the morning. The camp was in Wanni, and I remember I saw, as I went there at 4 o'clock in the morning, I saw a old CTB bus parked. Now, coming from the US or even in Sri Lanka, when we go on holiday or when we go on anywhere, either we take our cars, or if you go in a bus, it's always a luxury bus. When I saw this CTV bus, I thought, oh my God, are we going to travel in this bus? And I went and asked, how are we going? And they said, well, the bus is over there. I right away went to my wife, who was also going to the camp because she was having a bad back at that time. And I said, we are going in that bus. Do you think you can really handle this? Well, because it's an 8-hour drive, and in this no air condition, and the seats are pretty hard. So anyway, she said, yeah, she'll be fine. And so we went in this bus. Even the living facilities, sleeping facilities are very, very mediocre. But when we came back, it was such a satisfaction that we got out of these camps for doing the little we can do to help Sri Lanka, little we can do to help the children and the next generation. So what can you do? Yes, number one is get to know the organization, and that you can do through the website. In the website also, it asks you, if you like to be involved, send your email address. They will send you the newsletter. They try to create a newsletter every month or so, and they will send that. So you will be able to keep up with what's going on. If you are in Sri Lanka and if you want to volunteer, that'll be great. In whatever the way you can help, you will be able to help. Otherwise, if you are outside of Sri Lanka, if you want to help, if you want to donate, please do that, because the current, as I mentioned, the budget is very, very small. To run a camp like this, it costs almost 2 million rupees, and we have been getting the donations right now from individuals who believe in this organization, who believe that we should be doing these reconciliation programs, as well as some companies who have been donating small amounts, not big amounts, but we have been fortunate to have had these people and companies donating and doing these camps. But we know we can't be going to these same individuals and same companies over and over and over again for every single camp. So therefore now we are just beginning to stretch it and expand it outside of the country as well, and that's one of the reasons actually I'm interviewing with Boston Lanka today. So so you can help in awareness. So once you get to know, you can send an email to your friends showing that there is such thing happening in Sri Lanka. If you think it's very important, yes, please send that email, so that the awareness is the most important thing, because a lot of people do not know, or I would say most people do not know, that there is such organization doing reconciliation programs. If you like to donate, which I hope you do, the bank account information is also on the website. If you want to write a check, the check information is also given on the website. And if somebody who knows me and you have my contact, please contact me. If you need more questions to be answered, I'll be happy to talk to you. So important thing is for others to be involved in one way or another.
That concludes our news edition. We meet you again with another news edition of News, Views and Entertainment from Boston and USA. Till then, goodbye.